That's that moonshine right there, boy. That moonshine to the head, you hear me? Woo! I'm just kidding. No, that ain't moonshine. But the times that we living in, I think everybody deserves a sip of moonshine. In these disgraceful, woke, sick, corrupt times that we're living in. Boy. Let's get the show started, y'all. I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. Man, oh man. Hope y'all getting through the week. I know y'all been working 2 to 3, 4 jobs. Overtime this week. Trying to make ends meet, man. People are struggling. People are dying. People are declining right now, man. And we got to get the message to Trump. We got to unify and just focus on the main issues. But as you can see, this man just, even after this, and what's crazy? This, as you can see by the title, this Rachel Scott, this journalist, ABC, this woke host, has been getting a lot of backlash. And again, she's on her side, their sweet democracy, the Democrat side, the left. They've also been a little been cheering her on. And then there's a lot of people on the left and Democrats and a lot of black voters that are even giving her a lot of backlash on this for attacking Trump and just being completely disrespectful. It was nasty, man. You would think after everything that has taken place, what took place on July 13, 2024, and she was there. That Rachel Scott was there when the shots rang off. She was there. And there's even a video of her saying, I think she had anxiety, PTSD, still trying to recover from what took place that day. But again, wipes all that to the side. And in this, this sit down, as y'all seen, just completely they just wiped Trump through the mud, man. And we're taking steps back. We will never go forward. We will never move forward. And this is what's going on right now in this society, this world, this country. We will never move forward, man. We will never get to where we need to be because of what you see it. But let's go and get the show started, y'all. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life for your family. I don't see color. I'm going to say it again. I do not see color. I know we talk black this, black that. We're hearing all this Indian, this, white, Rick, the white man. People have been calling me a sellout, a bootlicker. I get all evil comments and threats every single day, y'all, from, again, mostly the people that are on the left. And that's what they're full of, insults. This is why we'll never get anywhere with it as well. They're full of insults. Oh, Rick selling chips. Rick selling honey buns. Rick is selling motor oil. Rick is a sellout. Uncle Tom. We will never get anywhere. Because we're full of hatred. We're divided. A divided nation must fall, baby. I encourage you guys, if anybody's watching out there, to get that hatred out of your hearts, man. They have wiped this man through the mud. And I'm going to continue to call out the truth. They have wiped this man through the mud. And they used to love him. Everybody used to love him. And then you wonder why he responds the way he does. And he still comes out on top. Y'all have drugged this man through the mud. He just took a bullet. A bullet. And I know we need to. We're trying to tell them to go moderate. We need to stop being so extreme. But they again keep attacking this man. Very disrespectful. Very rude. And I mean, just started the whole interview off disrespectful, rude, wiping them through the mud. But let's go and get into it. This is fun to get good.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
So we're both Indian.
Yes.
But actually, we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
So I don't know.
Yeah, y'all, man, I tell you. But this lady has been getting a lot of backlash from this interview, so let's go and get into it, y'all. And even there's some of the clips I want to play on here, but I don't know if I don't want to get in trouble. But there's so many clips of people speaking out on this lady, this Rachel Scott lady, this woke host, for just, that we'll never get anywhere. And that that whole event was just terrible. And then that Trump got so good, especially towards the end, they had, they had to cut it short. And again, I love how Trump just went completely beast mode. Completely beast mode. What do y'all think of that event, man? And again, we're open to everybody's opinions. That's what we value, especially in this country, man. Please comment down below. But we're continuing to the same patterns, man. We still have that same hatred. Same hatred, man. And this is why you have people shooting at rallies. This is why you have all this negative stuff going on. Dictator, threat to democracy. He's gonna burn our pie in our sweet democracy kitchen. He's gonna burn the kitchen up. Oh, no, burn my apple pie. I put cinnamon on it. Oh. Look at these last 4 years, man. Millions of people are dying, struggling, trying to make ends meet, man. Even people that made the ultimate sacrifice. There are people that made the ultimate sacrifice. Veterans, you name it, struggling in this country, man. America isn't America anymore. I'll be real with you. And I'm blessed, I'm thankful, I'm grateful for platforms like this where we get to voice our opinions, man. Because I am wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. We don't know what to expect from now, days, weeks, months, years later from right now. We are in big trouble, man. We are very weak. We are in big trouble. Big trouble. And we encourage all you guys to go out and vote, man. Let's jump into it. You shut up the liberal hive mind, man. Link will be in the description box down below.
To have the tough conversations, he's willing to go directly into enemy territory and defend his stances and record. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is pretending to be tough with this whole say it to my face messaging.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage.
What do y'all think about that rally? Again, she's getting so much backlash. So much. She's getting so much hate right now for, the pandering. And a lot of black voters, again, and I tell y'all, there's so many people now that are on the Trump train. Never Trumpers. Blacks. Even registered Democrats. And a lot of people seen what took place in that rally and called it out. She's actually, I think they've done, if I'm correct, it was over, was it 500 million views in total of people reposting this rally of what is going on. Why is Megan Thee Stallion up there twerking? Does she think we're stupid? There are bigger things going on, man. Big problems and issues we have right now. And to be having free concerts and twerking at rallies. I'll just be honest with you. Then paying off celebrities. Getting up there talking about gun violence. When you, in the same songs you rap about, promoting for people to go, to promoting violence and using guns and drugs and talking about women, this and that and this. cars and clubs and, you know, spending all this, doing that, and these songs, mumbling and jumbling. And again, same songs I listen to. I know the culture. I listen to these rap songs. And then to get up here and say and to say that because you lost one of your your loved ones, his nephew, Takeoff, the Migos, Quavo. Let's be real here, man. Nobody's falling for this foolishness anymore, man. People are waking up. They're actually smelling what's going on. It stank. People are screaming, tired. In these last 4 years, I tell you.
Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
But when push comes to shove, she's a frickin' no-show, especially in places that would be hostile to her presence. The left, of course, is trying to spin a narrative, but let's just delve into the facts, shall we? We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so once again, it's a big controversy. Apparently Donald Trump sank his campaign after a massively embarrassing showing at the NABJ. That's what the Democrats are saying. The NABJ is the National Association of Black Journalists. That's what the media is reporting. Turn on CNN, and apparently the whole crowd was laughing at him. And the journalists were right to label him as a racist.
Is the conversation going on here? There was a gasp, and then there was laughter. And laughter, mocking laughter, the kind of laughter that is uncomfortable for any candidate in a room. People were taken aback by when you guys are talking about what he said about Vice President Kamala Harris saying.
But it was Rachel Scott's question, which was a fair one and an accurate one, where she said to former President Trump, you have made false claims about former President Obama. You have attacked congresswomen of color, black DAs, black journalists. You had dinner with a white supremacist. Now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should they trust you?
Yeah, pretty much par for the course, exactly what you might expect coming out of CNN. But now the question is, what's the reality? Well, I'd argue it's a little bit different from what the media is reporting. They're taking a couple clips where the journalists were a little bit tough with Trump and pretending as if that's the demise of his campaign, when really it's just par for the course. Donald Trump shows up in a place where you would expect him to be booed. He's pretty much public enemy number one there. A room full of black journalists in Chicago. Not exactly MAGA country. Of course,
again, Trump walks in the lion's den, man. Walks in the lion's den, man. Every single time. Where are your so-called Democrats that you vote for? Where are they at? Where are they at? No shows. No shows, man. And just like these last 4 years, what you get? No shows. Struggling. Inflation, economy. Look at your tax dollars. Look what we're in. We're in a big pile of dog.
they're gonna laugh at him and boo him. I mean, really? That's the headline? Left-wing journalists in Chicago attack Donald Trump. That's not even a headline. It's essentially par for the course. That's what's been going on for the last 8 years straight. That's not a headline. But Trump going in there and taking those questions head on, showing once again that he's totally unafraid and hitting back with the truth, you know, stuff like this.
Your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir,
of
I'm
that.
asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So, I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I
that
think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
Yeah, that's the story. Trump, once again, is right. And I know, the left is pearl clutching and screeching, oh, how dare he, how horrible. But again, he's right. I know it's offensive, it's controversial, but just because you're butthurt doesn't change the facts. The left is trying to claim that it's a ridiculous statement Donald Trump is attacking Kamala Harris in horrible racist remark, but there's nothing racist.
One thing you'll learn about this generation and the times that we're living in, y'all, and I'll just be completely honest with you. We are very sensitive. We don't want to hear truth. We don't either care for truth, and we like to avoid the truth, is how I'll put it. And this is for people on both sides. This is for anybody out there. Just truth. You know? I'll be completely honest with you, man. And that's one of the reasons why Donald, has gotten hit what he's gotten hit with. Because he says a lot of things that we're honestly thinking. But in a way where you're like, huh? And then they're quick to flip it, turn it around. Oh, he's a racist. He's this and that. He's this and that. I'm telling you guys, man. We're going to continue to take steps back, man. We'll never move forward. We will never move forward, man. And this is why I said we're living in some dark times, y'all. Dark times.
Just about what he said. What he said is true. Kamala Harris, for her entire career, has been an Indian woman. The first Indian woman elected to the Senate, the first Indian woman to claim the position of top cop, top prosecutor, attorney general. And then all of a sudden, as she enters general election politics, she goes from Indian woman to now black woman. How does that happen? The left, of course, is playing semantic games. A fact check false, CNN says. Look at this chyron. Kamala Harris, in fact, did not turn into a black woman. Yeah, obviously, and another thing that's obvious, it's obvious that that's not what he meant. Donald Trump obviously wasn't implying that Kamala Harris literally or physically changed her physical appearance and biology in order to become a black woman. That's not what he's saying. The point is, they're obviously playing with her race as a totally vapid, empty pandering tool. It seems blatantly obvious to me exactly what he meant, but apparently it's so controversial and insulting and racist. Why?
Yeah, and then, it's crazy. Everybody on both sides, everybody's questioning, what is she? Is she this, that? People pulling out the dad, the mom, the Jamaican, Indian, But it's so quick to throw Trump, so quick to bash him. When they're saying the exact same things. When they're questioning the same stuff. Again, to make Trump look like such a bad, evil guy. Yeah. But again, a lot of people are waking up and seeing what's actually going on. They're seeing the agenda, man. They are seeing the agenda.
Because a bunch of journalists in the room gasped? No, that's pretty much exactly what's expected. Maybe my perception is totally off. I'm seeing a lot of people panicking on Twitter. Why would Trump do this? Why did he do this to himself? But I'm sitting here asking, do what? What exactly did he do? Answer questions honestly? I don't think this was a bad look. In fact, I think Donald Trump planted a couple seeds of doubt here that should continue to develop. It's obvious that Kamala Harris is attempting to use her skin color as a political commodity. Kamala Harris grew up in Canada in a Hindu household. Now her entire shtick is that she's a black American with deep roots to African American culture? That is absurd. The implication is that she's a black American and therefore all black Americans must show up and vote for her. But really, she has no legitimate cultural claim. I mean, maybe to a certain extent, but definitely not to the extent that the campaign is currently playing to. I mean, the pandering is obvious now, isn't it?
Because you see, Fayetteville, when we get this thing done on Tuesday, Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax bill. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will.
Kamala Harris is faking a southern accent and talking about collard greens. She grew up in Canada in a Hindu household. So again, how is what Trump said controversial? Well, the answer is it's not, and a lot of people are asking very similar questions. Here's a recent video from Judge Joe Brown.
And she was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris.
And one reason, y'all know we did a viral video on this, man, but one of the reasons we also wouldn't have to be talking about this if we wasn't so deeply into gender, identity politics. Identity politics, and this is one of the reasons why we're so divided now. First black woman president, first woman, like, come on now, let's be real here. We're in trouble, man. We are in some deep. We are.
And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors. How did she get to be black?
Is Judge Joe Brown now a horrible racist who's totally discredited himself? No, of course not. It's actually a pretty valid concern. But of course, the tactic here is to gaslight Trump into oblivion and Trump supporters, as if Donald Trump behaved so completely erratic and insane. MAGA boys, it's game over. No, none of what he said was insane or controversial, even his comments relating to pardoning January 6 hostages.
What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to
my
the people that tried to burn?
My question is on those rioters who assaulted officers.
You have to.
Would you pardon
what's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon those.
And they couldn't. And she just they just like wouldn't let the man speak. Shut up. Boy, man, we are in for a rude of awakening, man. I tell you. A rude of awakening, especially if this thing goes left. We are in a rude of awakening, y'all. We are in trouble, man. Trouble.
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just they were convicted by a very tough system. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis, how come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle, how come nothing happened to them?
You know, of course, Democrats are saying that he's a thug, that he's a criminal, a fascist for even suggesting this. But again, he's right. And in fact, a lot of these hostages have recently been released from prison. As it turns out, Joe Biden's DOJ illegitimately charged hundreds of people with a totally unrelated law, a law that was used for financial crimes that spawned during the Enron scandal. The federal government was illegitimately putting people in prison. That happened. But now apparently Trump's the crazy one for suggesting that these people were illegitimately imprisoned and should be pardoned. Absolutely not. he's freaking right. And in my view, he's proving the left wrong. They're saying that he's a coward. He doesn't want to show up to debate Kamala Harris. He's running away. He's running scared. Yeah, clearly Trump isn't running scared of anything. He's going in the most hostile of environments and saying what he believes, regardless of whether or not people are laughing at him. You know, the last time this happened, he was totally vindicated. We all remember when he showed up at the UN and our foreign allies decided to make a mockery of him.
Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers.
Well, who in the end was vindicated? Donald Trump was vindicated. Supposedly he's the crazy one, laugh it up at the Donald. It's yet again a bunch of smug, highly connected elitists trying to paint Donald Trump as a pariah, as a cultural taboo. He's crazy, don't go anywhere near him. But he's not crazy, and honestly I thought he kept his cool, considering how horrible these journalists were acting. I don't think this is going to tank his campaign. You know, these people already hate him. The people who buy into the left-wing narratives are going to watch this and just have their biases confirmed, but there's a whole group of other people having a completely different reaction, probably scratching their heads wondering why he's being treated so poorly, why they're attacking him and constantly interrupting him, and probably a lot of those people are going to be curious as to why he said the things that he said. They're going to do their own research, you know, Brian Stelter and the Democrat Party's worst nightmare, and they're going to realize that actually, maybe there's merit to what he was saying. You know, maybe some peaceful people did get swept up during the DOJ's very harsh reaction to January 6th, and maybe Kamala Harris is really attempting to manipulate people with the issue of race. What we saw wasn't concerning. It's essentially a microcosm of what the last 8 years has been. This sort of interaction between President Trump and the media in a lot of ways has always benefited Donald Trump. And so I guess the question is, why should this be any different? He's right, leftoids are coping, and I just don't see what the big fuss is about. Anyways, that's pretty much what
Boy. I tell you, man, you just can't make this stuff up, y'all. You just can't make it up, man. You just can't make it up. You know? Like I tell y'all, man, most people don't want to hear the truth. They avoid the truth. They don't care for the truth. They run away from the truth, man. You know? And they're going to continue to attack. They're back at attacking this man. You know? Even after this. They're back at it, man. And there's a lot of hatred in people's hearts, man. A lot of hatred. And there's a lot of DEI out there. It is. Let's be honest. Let's be truthful. Didn't earn it. Unqualified, not qualified individuals that are in high positions shouldn't be there. Didn't earn it. The truth, man. You know? And like I tell y'all, do not be surprised. More is coming. And they're going to continue to wipe Donald through the mud. So be ready. You know? And I'm glad that that lady's getting a backlash right now for just, you know, disrespect, man. Rude. Very, very unprofessional to start out the interview and the conversation that way. You know? And I love how Trump, you know, just hits you with it. You know, Trump just hits you with it. He's right, man. What do y'all think? Comment down below. But I want to tell you guys, no matter what side you're on, if you believe in this, if you believe in that, I want to tell you I love you and I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. These last 4 years have been dog. And we are in some big trouble, man. Prayers for America. We are in some big, big trouble. I'm telling you now. Big trouble. We don't know what to expect these next couple of days, weeks, months, these next years. I'm telling you, we are in trouble, man. Not looking good at all. I love y'all. And I will catch you beautiful people in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.